Alright, this is day 5 of map 7 for full Loki. My first fight here is an OG Vision. If you notice, my Corvus is half health, and that is because I already pretty much did this whole fight, and about 2/3 of the way through, the game just closed itself out. So I then lost half my health and had to redo the fight. See right there, I made a mistake, got clipped by the L1. Yeah, I don't know. I was pretty frustrated about losing half my health. And then just, right out the gate, I make a stupid mistake, which kind of aggravated me even more. But yeah, starting out the day, already had to put a potion in. Now I just lost some more of that health by messing up. So yeah, this OG Vision, not too bad a fight. It's a little tricky with I forget the name of the buff on the node, but like every time the timer goes down on him, if you're to have more power than he has, then you switch power bars and he gets your power. So it's a little weird. I didn't play this fight all that great. I lost all my charges. Didn't manage like the power swap thing very well, but in the end, it's really not a tough fight. He did go unblockable for a bit there, but other than my early mess up, it really wasn't that bad. My next fight is this Ultron, having to use another potion after my mess up there. Um, Nothing too special about this fight. There is this bug with Corvus, like you'll see here when I parry him. Oh, I guess I don't do it. I'm trying to stay away from the parry. Like you notice my open and mediums are for 8k, but if I was to parry him like here, it's now 4900. So I don't know what's going on with that bug, but yeah, just gotta pretty much keep away from parrying him. That way your damage doesn't get significantly reduced. That has something to do with the physical resistance buffs on him. I didn't get him to evade at all in that fight, so wasn't able to pick up a third mission for Corvus. Um, I did take Corvus up to rank 5 purely because of map 7. Even though he's unduped, I would really love the dupe, but we'll have to wait and see if I can get that. That'll help bring up my prestige some. But yeah, this next fight is a Sentinel. I already got 2 charges on my Corvus, full suicides I'm running, so at this point, Corvus is hitting like a truck. Really, nothing bad about this fight. Um, the next fight here will be a Korg with it's got physical resistance, optimist, pessimist. Nothing too special on him. So right there, I hit the little dash back intercept thing on him on his rush attack. Um, really wasn't able to get the spores stacked up while I had the bleed on. So he was a little passive early with backing out, so it's more helpful if he's really aggressive with the bleed. You can get the stacks going well above 10 on the spore count, which help with the damage, but really just trying to stay right up in his face, keep the spores stack going, and keep the degens applied to hold the spore count. In the end, nothing too bad really about fighting Korg here. And, having Omega Red is a huge help. He's such a good counter to Korg, so I'm sure without an Omega Red, this would be a, a hell of a lot tougher fight. But as long as you play it well with Omega Red, really nothing too bad about it. So yeah, that was the Korg. Next up, I got this Rhino. This is a stun immune with physical resistance, adaptive, and something else. I don't know. Nothing too special. Just really gotta watch out for his unblockable when there's any kind of distance between you and him. Other than that, just bait the heavies, counter the heavies, try to bait the specials. You know, there is the whole if you trigger 10 dexterity buffs, they go unblockable for 15 seconds. So always got to be mindful of that. Definitely doesn't help that we don't actually get to see the fury buffs. So if you're not keeping like a good tab on how many times you've triggered a dex buff and you're aware of when it might come, then that could become an issue. But in the end, nothing too bad there. Got him down. Corvus, man, it's just crazy what Corvus can do. Now this bishop has spite, so anytime you trigger a buff, he gets a power flood. I was debating using my OG vision, but with the full suicides on, I really didn't want to chip away any health with recoil. You see there, I messed up slow with my heavy, trying to wait the last second on the stun. Um, kind of bit me in the butt there. And then uh, I thought I messed up after that special. I guess I didn't. So yeah, at that point, I got my spores stacked to 10 now on them. I actually hit with the heavy here to hold the spores. I immediately throw the SP3 just to try and get some healing from it. Um, this way it'll power drain him as well. I got the degen on him, so when he comes at me, I'll be able to start stacking some spores and hold them on him. So yeah, nothing too bad here. Omega Red, he works around Spite decently well because, you can let the spore damage do a lot of the work for you, and you don't really have to bait specials all that much. Um, so here you see this Omega is a little hurting. He's missing a little bit of health. That's because of High Z. High Z keeps on doing this. This is like the second or third day I've come into an Omega Red that was missing like 15% health. Like, I don't know, he hops in there with his OGV and just gets wrecked, so I gotta come in and clean it up. Uh, you're gonna see something funny at the end of this fight. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna, pin him in the corner here. I'm gonna try to work the SP2s as much as I can, just so I'm not taking all that much recoil damage. Like, I don't want to be firing the SP1s too much. I want to try and work in the SP2s as often as I can, and just really gonna, try and hold them in this corner, do the back out light attack intercept tricks. Now, on my Corvus, I have two missions, which both came from the very first fight, the OG Vision, which was for the defeating a tech champion and an Avenger. And the two missions left on him are the evade and auto block mission and the mutant mission. Now, coming into this fight, I was thinking to myself, like, I'm probably gonna damn near recoil my OG Vision to death doing this fight. That's one of the things about uh, doing this fight with OG Vision and Suicides is you're gonna eat a lot of recoil damage in the fight. And you'll see at times here he's getting his regen going because I'm trying to work around getting like the SP2s mostly. And at times, he has power bars that I'm trying to bait, but he's just not baiting. So my thought process coming into this fight was if my health got real low, maybe I might just throw the fight and, let my OG Vision die, come in with Corvus and pick up the third mission. So, I mean, the fight's going pretty well. The health was pretty high for a while there. I thought maybe I was going to get him down with a good chunk of health on my OGV, but now the health's starting to get lower. Um, and I'm like, it's in the back of my mind. Like, do I want to throw this fight? Do I want to just kill my OG Vision off? And at this point, I'm starting to think about it, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do it. And then I think it just causes me to delay right here, and I just eat that combo. Like, I easily could have parried him there, but I was thinking about should I throw the fight, pick up the mission, and I guess it just caused a delayed reaction. So at that point, yep, I just jump in with Corvus, pick up the easy third mission. That way, now I'll have him hidden even harder. At this point, I noticed, BG was in there commenting about the fight. So I'm like, yeah, I just threw the fight. Like, it was in the back of my mind before I even started the fight, if maybe I might do that. Um, and at the end, my health was pretty low, it was around like 23% when I did end up eating those hits from Omega and dying. So, yeah, I don't think it's a bad play necessarily. We have enough people where, you know, if I'm taking out one of the Omegas, amongst our 9 other members, they can get down the other Omega mini boss. But this next fight in the second section, I am on the Tranquility path, which is every 20 seconds. All debuffs and buffs are removed from both the enemies, so nothing really too bad with it. You're just gonna make sure, like, right as that time is about to go. You're not triggering a parry and maybe going to go in on a stun. I have had that happen once or twice over the days where, you trigger a parry, but the Tranquility is just about to pop, and if you go in, they can actually catch you. So yeah, Gwenpool for the first fight, really nothing bad there. This Void can be another story with having a debuff on you. You can see it's doing quite a bit of damage. Um, right there, I had a debuff on me from him for a split second, but you can see I got 20 spores stacked up on him, so got a lot of damage pumping out. Just gonna trigger that healing, try to get some of that health back. In the end, as long as you play around the 10 hit mechanic pretty well, it's really nothing too bad to go in with Omega there. So you see here, I just took a screenshot of this real quick because you see I have 2 team health pots about to expire in my stash. I just figured I'd pop that in because now you'll notice my 2 champs are pretty much like full health. So in case anyone was wondering why all of a sudden they're full health, I had those about to expire, so I popped those on my champs. Um, Going to this next fight, I got an Angela. Um, Nothing too bad here really again for Omega Red, just gonna try to keep the spores stacked up. Lost a good chunk of my spores there on her SP1. Just gonna try and get them back on, put this degen on before she possibly, decides to throw a special again and I lose them. Um, so yeah, nothing too bad here really. I mean, Omega Red and Corvus, the two of them, with suicides really. I'm not sure there really is much of any fights that one or the other couldn't power right through. So yeah, 45 seconds, not too bad for a day 5 fight in map 7. Um, this next fight, Venom here on the Tranquility path, he actually has the enhanced Fury as well, which when this dude has Fury buffs on, does he have any here? No. When I think one of the days, what was it? One of the days he started the fight with like 2 Furies, and man, even just some blocked hits, like it does some good damage. So I kind of lucked out. He didn't have any Furies to start this fight. Um, I went in with Corvus in this fight. Just figured, power right through it with Corvus. Got to my SP2 just before the Tranquility went and took the power. I don't think I described that properly before. It removes all debuffs and buffs and drains the power of both champions. So I got my SP2 off just before the Tranquility triggered in that fight and removed my power. Next up is a Wolverine. This is another fight that's just kind of a joke. Really doesn't matter for who I use in this Corvus or Omega. They're both going to wreck it. Um, it does have enhanced abilities, so, he can trigger his regens more often, but, Corvus with 3 missions, just, he powers right through. It doesn't matter how much regen he's getting in the fight. So yeah, that's my last fight in Section 2. Section 3, I am on the spiked armor path, which, deals a percentage of their health back for damage anytime you crit. So, Omega Red doesn't bypass the spiked armor, so at this point I just, I go in with Corvus. Just gonna, power through the fight pretty much, try to bait his SP1s, never do a full 5 hit, because then you're right in his face if he throws the SP1. You always want to do like a 3 or 4 hit and back out. That gives you good space. It makes his SP1 easier to evade. Now this fight, this is actually the next morning. I'm still lying in bed. Woke up when I did this fight and just rolled over, grabbed my phone, and hopped right in. Probably not the wisest idea, but this fight goes decently. You see there, I blocked the L1, which is not good because now I have 2 of her quake charges on me, which is no bueno. But right here, I'm gonna just trigger my SP1 right before they expire, so as to not risk taking the stun from them. So yeah, right now just gonna try and get the spores stacked back up on her, which I do get to 10, get my degen put on her. At this point, the spores and the degen just doing all the work. So yeah, lost a little health in that fight, but nothing too bad really. Um, and my next fight is another easy one really on my paths. Uh, it's a Cap World War II, with the spiked armor. And he's got like enhanced bleed or something, which, only applies to if you got caught by his special 2, which applies bleed. So really nothing much as far as like the node buffs to worry about here. Um, so yeah, just gonna get him backed up in the corner here, get the spores stacked going, get the degen placed on him. And at this point, just gonna let the degen do most of the work, let the spores do most of the work, reapply the degen, and just kind of hang out. Really just because of the spiked armor, I don't want to be attacking into him too much, even though the damage from it isn't that bad, but really just trying to, attack into him as little as possible and just let the degen handle doing all the damage. Now, next up, we have the main and final boss, the Kingpin. this, this is gonna be so bad. I got a couple cracks at him during the week, and this was definitely my worst day of going at him. You're gonna see me try to do some pretty cheesy crap with this fight, and it totally backfires on me. So I go in here with Corvus. My Corvus is unduped, so he doesn't have the glaive immunity. Um, there is heal block on this node, so with the suicides on, I'm gonna be steadily losing health, especially once I lose all the charges. Um, right now, I just want to kind of wait until that armor up goes away. Do I wait? Oh, I did trigger that with the armor up. Well, ideally, you want to wait for that armor up to go away. Um, so right here, you're gonna see I run out of charges, and I pause the fight. Now, I was gonna wait for this timer to expire to time out, take half my health, and go back in with Corvus. But what I didn't realize is with 1 second left, it unpauses itself, and he jumps in and kills me. Like you can tell, I don't know how to cheese all that well. I've never done that before. And then I go in with Omega, and I can't even hit a single parry, and I end up getting killed. So I was still kind of flustered by what occurred with Corvus, and when I went in with Omega, I just totally crapped the bed. So yeah, my alliance mates came in and cleaned that up. But yeah, that was the day 5 map 7 run. Pretty good. Hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks for watching.